Welcome to today's 1 Minute to Wow video tutorial. I'm going to share with you both a problem and a solution and a wow factor that can make it even more exciting. And I'm going to start with a card that I created, very simple, that has the longest side of 5.5 by 4.25. So it's a standard A2 card. But this little flagged banner that I added lops over the edge and makes it too wide to fit neatly without crushing it into a standard Whisper White medium envelope. So the solution to create an envelope that is going to work just perfectly with it, I've got to make sure I tuck this in, will be to create my own envelope that fits this size card. And we're going to talk about how you do that. Just a quick tip: when you have a brad or some other substantial rigid object that you're going to mail, I like to cover it with either a piece of cardstock, or there's also cushioned sheets that you can cut to fit and layer on top. Works just like almost a little bubble envelope. So it's really handy and nice. And then be sure to add the extra postage. You can be pretty sure this is going to be a 70 center, but well worth it for the wow factor, right? So I've got two important pieces to my solution. The first is going to be the envelope punch board, and the second is a new product, one of the products that I'm the most excited about in the new Stampin' Up! Annual Catalog for 2015 and 2016, and that's envelope paper. It's lighter, the patterns are very envelope friendly. There is a solid side, and then of course there's a pattern side, there's other patterns. They're available in the new 2015 and 2017 in colors, so you can get that collection. And there's also a collection of neutrals, so you have your everyday basics like white and beyond. So I'm using a piece of delightful Dijon paper because I think it's going to show up a little better with the background. And I'm looking at my envelope punch board that gives me all kinds of information on how to create different sized cards, both standard as well as custom cards. You can also use designer series paper really nicely with this, but the envelope paper is made to work with it, and I find it's superior. You also get a scoring tool, which is going to be a big assist on the envelope punch board. And I'm going to look for the right size. I know I need at least 4.5 by 5.5, and there is one on here, and it's telling me to cut my cardstock, or I should say my envelope paper or designer series paper, to 8 1/8 inch square, and that the first score, and it's the only measurement I need to worry about, will be at 3 3/4. So let me show you how that works. I like to use the solid side if possible, or the least amount of pattern, because I think it's easier to see when we start using the grooves of the score lines to line up. I'm going to use that first mark that it suggested of 3 3/4, which is right here. This is the measurement line for those scores. So there's 2, 3, and I'm at 3 3/4. Okay, so all I need to do is punch and score it. Now when I turn it, I don't need to look for a measurement here, but I'm working very carefully to line this little groove marker up with the groove. And then I simply punch and score again. Make sure that you have the paper tight up against this edge, because that will help determine whether your final results make you smile or not. Trust me on that one. And then the last score. And again, I'm lining up this groove with the score line as we go. And then one of the really neat little details on the long side, those are my little bits that I punched. On the long side, they have a reverse punch so that I can take one flap and make it look pretty. Okay? Then you can use whatever adhesive you prefer to adhere and assemble this. Again, it's super easy. Literally, you could put together an envelope in a minute or two maybe. But it's a wow factor to have that level of coordination. And now you can see that my card is going to fit in here. It's got plenty of room this direction now, and it's got plenty of room left to right. So I'm going to use, I like to use fast fuse. There's a little trick to it. So you're just going to pull it slowly and evenly, and then check mark off, just short. If you do it slowly, it will drag out some of the adhesive, and then you're going to say, oh, it's not working. Well, if that happens, just roll this with your finger just a wee bit, and it'll be ready to go again. So don't get frustrated. It takes a little touch, and after you use it, myself and many others will tell you that it is one of our favorites now. So I'm just going to clean up those seams. So to show you, here's the matching tip-top taupe version that goes with my card. And it's just, again, it's a perfect fit. It looks beautiful from this side, and it will pop right inside this one. So very simply, envelope punch board is your little envelope factory where you can create so many envelopes with designer series paper. And the new envelope paper from Stampin' Up! Makes it even easier and better and more beautiful to get that wow factor that we love. So thank you for joining me. I'm Stampin' Pretty, and my blog is stampinpretty.com. Please stop by. I have daily blog posts with samples, inspiration, and it's a great place to shop for Stampin' Up! Products as well. Thank you, and bye-bye.